Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley matchup. Interesting to attend for sure. Interesting card, interesting crowd. I felt like I was really out of touch, I'll tell you. All kinds of TikTokers, all kinds of famous people out there. People are pointing people out. Wasn't your typical boxing crowd, that's for sure. Usually I'll get recognized a lot more when I'm at a boxing event. Obviously being an ex-boxer, I'm going to get a lot of recognition at a boxing event. It wasn't the case so much in this kind of crowd, which goes to show you the kind of crowd Jake Paul brings into the sport. It is usually a non-boxing crowd, but it's a crowd that for sure, you would hope stays and keeps watching the sport. It's interesting because Jake Paul is definitely bringing a crossover kind of crowd. Now, whether those kind of people are only going to be there for Jake Paul or not, we're going to find out. It was a little strange at first for sure. Our first fight of the night was 2 featherweights, I think. Padro versus Alamo. Very uneventful fight. I think Padro won on points. A lot of the crowd wasn't paying attention. Again, it goes to show you not a lot of boxing fans. They weren't really paying attention. There was some arguments in the crowd between the Island Boys and whoever they were dealing with. I'm not really sure what that was about. The second fight was, to me, more interesting because it was Deron Williams, former player for the Brooklyn Nets, and Frank Gore, a former top NFL player as well for the San Francisco 49ers. Williams is a great NBA player himself. I thought Williams dominated the fight. I thought he managed to maintain his distance the right way, kept Gore on the end of his shots. Gore looked really uncomfortable. Somehow it was a split decision. Gore was down in the fight. I thought it was a comfortable decision, 39-36, maybe 40-35 for Deron Williams. One judge found a way to give it to Frank Gore. People like that should never box another fight again. You should never judge another boxing match again because there's not really any excuse to getting it wrong that much. You got it wrong on purpose. There's no way you're that incompetent. Amanda Serrano against Miriam Gutierrez. Serrano has a lot of accolades. One of the best female boxers in the sport. To me, she has been looking a little bit disinterested of late. A heavy favorite against Gutierrez. Serrano really was never in the position or under the threat of losing. She was usually not. She was usually that good. It's just, I feel like of late, especially, she's kind of leaving the intangibles aside. She looks a little bit bored. She just kind of comes through and tries to get everybody out of there and doesn't succeed. But you know what happens when you're trying to get a knockout? Usually you start getting hit yourself. She was kind of coming forward without really moving her head much, which I've noticed from her lately. I have seen Serrano fight a lot over her career, and she's usually better than how she's looked lately. And to me, I don't know if she's losing interest because these opponents are not of her level, but if she's going to fight a Katie Taylor, for example, I think she's going to have to get back to being the old Amanda Serrano because the way I've seen her look lately, there was a point in time where I would have picked Amanda Serrano to beat Katie Taylor. But right now, the way I've seen both fighters looking of late, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. So but I'd love to see the fight nonetheless. Toss a coin, and on any given night, Serrano might bring the old Serrano back, and I'd probably pick her. I'd like to see her possibly get a shot against Delphine Parsoon or somebody who gave Katie Taylor a real good matchup. I thought Parsoon beat Katie Taylor the first time they fought and got robbed. The second time, Taylor made the adjustments. Nonetheless, what's next for Amanda Serrano? It's anybody's guess, but she's proven to be one of the top female fighters of her generation. So I'm going to break down this knockout for you guys. A lot of you guys maybe aren't adept at figuring out if it was thrown, if it was set up, if it was for real. I know my boxing fans, you guys out there understand what a real knockout is. But unfortunately, and both fortunately too, most of the people that watch this fight, they're not real boxing fans, and hence why I'm assuming all these rumors and stories about fixed fight and thrown fight are out there, because a real boxing fan would know there's nothing thrown about this fight, nothing fixed about this fight. I'm going to take you through the knockout. I'm going to take you through the feint Jake Paul gives before that kind of sells the right hand afterward. There's the feint right there. You see Woodley, off that feint right there. Woodley doesn't give much ground. But unfortunately for Woodley, he's doing something right. I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to mentally break Jake Paul. He doesn't want to back off of him. He doesn't want to show him that he respects him. You saw a second before that he didn't back off on the 1-2. And now on the feint, he's not trying to back off too much. Unfortunately for him, Jake Paul understands a little bit of boxing here. He's getting better. And he notices that Tyron Woodley is not stepping back on the feint. So what does he do? He takes advantage. Watch. And that's all she wrote. Thanks for watching Paulie.tv. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more reactions, breakdowns, and access to live events.